And just like that, it was me, and me alone, in the forests of Hoosier. What the fuck was that? I'm right next to a cemetery. Looks like some pretty old graves too. Yeah. Ooh, we're underneath the cemetery.
So the mud up here is so thick, I call it the Valley of Lost Souls.
It's like an alien Buddha. Alien Buddha. Stepping into an Indiana Jones movie. These two are really close to connecting, creating a pillar. Cave entrance is down there. And why not? They have a little nature trail.
This probably looks a little bit familiar to you guys. Kind of set away in the park. We're going to be going through a man-made entrance put in 1979. This was blown out with dynamite. If it wasn't for this tunnel here, the only other way into the cave would have been a sinkhole.
Golf down here? Little golf.
Once we get to the back part of this area, it'll pass a space called Blowing Back Crawl.
made it to Buc-ee's. That was fun. After a few purchases. I mean, quite a few purchases. Very dangerous. Do not go unless you want to spend a lot of money. Otherwise, it's the coolest effing thing I've ever witnessed at a truck stop. This place is popping, man. I mean, just look at this parking lot alone. And then look at all of these gas station stalls. That's incredible. It really is.
Route recalculation.
And the most important part of the course coming up is a really big rock hanging down here. It's gonna hit your heads on this, or that's gonna hurt. So that cat's gonna hit your head here and pass out before. A lot of people work involved with that. Got a few more tourists get today. I don't have to do that right now. You didn't do your job when you come through here. Since I warned you, I'm not magic for anything. You guys gave me a couple questions before you go around. I haven't signed in yet, but I'm pretty good at hiding it. Dynamite. It's pretty cool entrance. You guys excited?
Yep.
Yeah, excited. The formation we're going to see is right up here on the ceiling. Got a big spotlight under it. You can't miss it. This big formation is called a calcite flower, made of a mineral called calcite. That calcite comes from the limestone above us. We're in a limestone cave. 95% of the caves in the world are made of that kind of rock. If you look up here on the ceiling above you, you're going to see a lot of white down through there. That white's the same mineral called calcite. As we get deeper into the cave, we're going to see a lot more formations that are white like that. With a lot of that mineral in them. Now you guys can feel free to come under here, look up at this, called a calcite flower. Or if I said that word at the end.
Very nice.
Ooh,
Limestone section of these things.
that's sick.
Then you guys can feel free to take pictures right here as well. There's a lot of spiky things on the ceiling. Does anybody know what those formations are called?
Straws.
Bingo! They're called stalactites. Formations on the ceiling are called stalactites. They cling tightly to the ceiling. If they grow from the bottom up, like these back here, those are stalagmites. They might reach the ceiling. And if they meet from the top to the bottom, we call those columns. That's what you call them. Now some people get those confused and call it a pillar, but in southern Indiana, a pillar is like you sleep on. I have a lot of stalagmites. They might reach the ceiling. A really big one here sounds like Rapunzel's tower. But all the formations in our cave are created by water. When it rains, water comes down through the ceiling above us. It collects minerals along the way. Those minerals build the formations we see down here. They all grow about 1 inch every 100 years. They grow very slowly. You measure these up, you have a good guess at how old they are. This is probably several thousands of years old.
Wow.
But the reason we can't touch those formations is also because they're created by water. We've got a natural oil in our skin. You touch the formations made of water, two substances don't mix, they repel each other. Actually caught them up and stop them from growing. We've been down here for quite a while. Want to keep them going. Okay, there's a column right on top of that one. Rocks will fall down first, and that big column will grow next on top of it. They all grow about 1 inch every 100 years. You measure it up, it's like 4 foot. That's like 4,800 years it's been growing. This thing kind of like a birthday cake or a wedding cake made a tower of Babel. Pretty big formation here. And a lot of formations called racers. As you come through here as well, you should watch your steps. It's stalagmite in there. People do have to take pictures with it. If you're worried about the ceiling falling down, just don't look up. Hopefully the cave has some good insurance. I'm sure it does. It's a record work for 3 months ago. And here in front of me, you've got some cups up here. Those things are put in from some early explorers and tourists before they had the nice concrete walkways we have now. Well, then a lot of pirates don't come through and explore the cave. They get pretty hot and tired. They'd stop and drink out of the water back there. Now the water in Marengo Cave, it is pretty safe to drink. There's a mineral in it though, magnesium. It acts just like a natural laxative. So drink all you want. It's gonna be a pretty long car ride home. Now speaking of laxatives, this formation here looks just like a cattle paddock. A volcano back here, and a shipwreck back this way. Maybe a star destroyer. All kinds of fun stuff. Of course, I'm here all day, so you know, imagination. Like our heads here. I'm pretty sure this was a cave last story. And the next cool formation they got over here, this side, there's some pretty thin formations. They're called draperies. They're often created whenever water runs down the side of the cave. The minerals are going to build up outwards. So a better name than a drapery. So do you guys have any questions about anything so far?
Yeah.
What's the deepest point?
We're going to be 200 feet underground in a little while.
It's Bikini Bottom.
Any human remains that are found down there? No. I guess it's,
Not yet.
there was nobody down here until the kids came down, right?
Alright. And here in front of us, we've got some lanterns, like would have looked back in the late 1800s, early 1900s.
Yep. Yeah.
Awesome. So back here behind you, you can see this red light back there. It looks pretty scary. I'm pretty sure it's my ex-girlfriend crawled out of it.
Whoa.
The name of this one is the Masher. Then to the left-hand side, that big crack is there. One more question for you though. Is anybody scared of the dark? Alright, so if you like, we've got an opportunity. I can actually turn off all the lights. Let's see what's called total darkness. Once I do that, let's see how dark it is. You guys want to try it out?
Do it.
Alright, cool, let's do it anyway. It's gonna be really dark here in 3, 2. It's called total darkness. There's no light at all. Can't see anything. Right in the hand in front of your face.
For relaxation.
There you go.
The cave monster gonna creep on.
This is
Yeah,
so
this
cool.
This is a good time for anybody to listen.
I tell you what.
Wow.
Is there like light anywhere?
This is also going to be the end of the tour. I'll meet you guys in the service. Alright, if you want the lights back on, just raise your hands.
We are the night.
I got a school down here. I have 30 games in the area.
There's nothing behind me. It's just total darkness. That is sick.
There's a lighter right here as well. If you guys had a chamber room, you can toss it up on the ceiling up there. Or you can actually look around the ground and find some change that fell down. And dark frame.
There it is.
So we actually took all the coins off the ceiling in 1999.
Nice.
They got $3,500 in change out there, $3,000. So that later is into the charity. We'd like to ask you guys to leave any change you find down here. We can donate that in. just like the field. You know, I'm always maybe the dinosaur.
It's the vagina rock. Right there.
Watch out for these shrimpers.
It's the vagina rock.
We got a more field, maybe a dinosaur. Okay, and we're also headed towards the end of the work. How'd everybody enjoy it?
Love it.
Is that good? Hopefully, kind of a little bit of fun. Wasn't too boring. Might have had something, I don't know.
That was cool.
Do one more pretty cool thing to show you before we get done. So I'm afraid it's only water. That water reflects all the light off the sun, but then it pulls the roof down. Have actually had some little microwave with water at all. So you get 60 feet, 200 feet. When we're going down there, walk out and stuff. And I'm a little too far though. Ain't gonna hold you.
Thank you.
over here too. Look at this. Neat. All right. Just did one of the tours at the Marengo Cave. Next is the Crystal Palace tour. So that sounds like it's going to be pretty sick. So looking forward to it. I'm glad it came out here. It's pretty cool. And then they turned the lights out on you a couple times. That was fun. Apparently you can rent this place and sleep in the caves overnight. I gotta look into that one. Do some ghost hunting here. With that cemetery behind us, like right over here. Yeah.
So, Blanche
Ooh, we're underneath the cemetery.
working at the Marengo Academy when she heard some boys talking about the sinkhole they found on Samuel Stewart's property. So a staircase went down. That is part of the original handrail in that staircase. There's no, she put it there and he put it right along the path here. Still has the nails in it and everything. I'll tell you about that since you asked. So before we do Total Darkness, I did have a question you guys might be interested in. As we went back there, did anybody else notice the man-made wall over on the right-hand side? We walked right past it. It's okay if you didn't. We don't always talk about it on tours. It just natural entrance is really close to our property line. So I'm betting part of that cave is underneath my property. And sure enough, he found a smaller sinkhole on his own property, dug through it right to that spot, and found this part of the cave under his property. And for a short time, they ran the two different tours separately. One brother doing one, the other brother doing the other. But they very, very quickly figured out that neither of them made as much money doing it that way. So they teamed back up, kissed and made up, finally leveled one out, and we continued the tours as we do today.
Yeah, you guys notice the steps are not all the same size. Not doing close, but bless their hearts. They did a good job.
So here we have a plaque dedicated to Blanche and Oris Houston, the people that discovered Marengo Cave. I'm going to tell you guys that entire story here shortly, but wanted to go ahead and point that out. And as we come down, if you guys pay attention back there, you'll see a blue light. That's another passage back there. I'll show you the other end of that later on in the tour, so keep that in mind. I'm kind of sad. It's probably in the all day today.
Into the darkness we go. That's steep.
Hey guys, welcome to Marengo Cave. Would anyone like to take any guesses on how deep this area is?
A lot.
Right there. 55 inches. Right there. I mean, if you want to get technical about it, 3 inches. Yeah, these guys are right. It's pretty shallow. It's 3 to 6 inches down there. It can look a lot deeper though because the way we've done the line here, we touch the ceiling and the walls. When I first came here in about third or fourth grade, I thought the area got really deep. I was very disappointed when I realized there was no steps going down the it is what it is. Yeah, it's definitely not a canyon. It's just some water, but it's very, very pretty. It's very nice to look at. I really like this area. Now, if you go on the dripstone tour, this is the spot we're actually in.
Of course, I'm coming up the rear because I'm a badass.
And then this guy back here, he's a little deceptive. This is actually flowstone. So it was from water. She was the first one in. She slid head first, belly down this little right here. That slope is a little steeper now than it would have been, but not by much. Sam Stewart did have to dig it out a little bit, and I'll tell you why in a second. But the first thing she came to was this area, exactly the way it is now, except for the concrete path. The concrete path is the only thing that's different. And the first thing she saw was that. She thought she found diamonds. We call this diamond zone because of how sparkly it is. So Oris came down after her and they were just amazed. Now because they thought they found diamonds, they kept it a secret for 3 whole days because these kids don't mess along with any child can ever know a secret. But they did finally tell Sam Stewart about the discovery, and he brought some young folks down here to see what they were talking about. The very next week he was doing guided tours for 25 kids. But they were coming in this entrance. So he had built a staircase going down here and then down here. See that tunnel wood? That is part of the original handrail in that staircase. There was no, he put it there and he put it right along the back here. Still has the nails in it and everything. 156 steps in, 156 steps out. We call it the Steve's House. A lot of times from up above, it comes to that big hole there in here. That big hole there is called a building. And anytime you have a big hole that opens up, it's called a building. Water falls up like that, it's called a building. So there's lots of water up on the surface, that you can all run down to that spot and it drains down into a lot of these things that are down below. And then you'll have to do that. Then you get to drain it back in the middle called Marengo. Coming up, we got some steps going down. They're on handrails, so you be careful and use the handrails. The next area that we're going into is called the
Looks like a little village.
The Crystal Palace, right? Now we've seen the Queen's Palace, we've seen the Pillared Palace. Where the heck is the Crystal Palace? So we're getting ready to go see it. First, I want you guys to look up here. Check that out. We call that the Indian blanket. It's a drapery formation. You can see through it like that because it is as thin as a single drop of water. So when water comes through into the cave and then just kind of runs along the wall and deposits minerals like that, we get the stripes of colors where the calcite is picking up traces of other little minerals here and there as well. And it makes that a lovely formation. So if everybody can kind of go right to the right, I'm going to back on the other side. I left some lights switches on earlier. Let's leave these back lights on. I want to make sure I get those turned off real quick. But the switches are right up here, so don't be far from you. Luckily for me, if I put this switch on this cord, it usually goes too. So before we talk about the Crystal Palace, first I'm going to show you guys the Rock of Ages, which is this big guy right here. We're pretty sure that is the oldest formation in the entire cave because of its size. It's mostly a bloodstone formation, however you can see there's some stalactites and stalagmites
let's do the nature part of the trail. Why not? It doesn't look like a lot of people go through here. At least it's properly marked. Tree down. Oh man, this is all uphill. Whew. Whoa, there was a deer. Damn, he was close. What's up, buddy? What's up, man? Really close. Don't worry, just on a walk through the woods. Oh, it smells amazing out here because we are right at the beginning of fall. And the changes are starting to happening. The decaying leaves are already starting to fall, giving you that quintessential fall smell, which I super appreciate. Honestly, this is a pretty wild trail. Well, truthfully, I hope this ends soon. Definitely doesn't seem like a lot of people use this trail. They probably do the cave tour and are like done with it. I, however, decided, hey, I'm gonna try and get my money's worth. And the trail becomes harder to find. Oh God, it smells beautiful in here though. Heck, I might have to turn back around. Or not. I still see a defined path. That's the only thing I'm worried about. Making sure I'm staying on the path. If I had to guess, I'm like halfway through it. The other good news is I can still hear the road out this way. And it appears we're on the decline. Oh, there's number 8. Where was number 1 through 7? This must be a spot on that map. Maybe this was the homestead site. They'll do some wood cinematic.
Hey, Bear.
Ooh, I think the deer's been laying out here. You can tell it's all padded down. They're probably just chilling right over here. in quick out here. Now that the sun's below the hills. I wonder if that's Dave driving up. I can hear somebody coming up the driveway. I think the deers were up here too. Look at that. It's beautiful, man. It's so quiet. You can't hear any highway. Hardly any noise pollution. I mean, I guess minus the plane that's up there. I can hear them. It won't be long before I can't. Truly one of the cooler places I've stayed, and easily one of the quietest places I've ever found. Unless it was Lake Shabona and nobody was there and it was super creepy. I can hear woodland critters. I can hear them in there. It's supposed to be a full moon tonight too, so we'll see if we hear any coyotes. Bootstrap. The final night of the tour.